Hello and good evening. I think I'm live. I don't know if you can hear me. If you can hear me, please let me know if you're here, if anyone's there. Um, I put the camera, the silly light is a different angle, but it doesn't seem to be making any difference. The stupid light is a complete useless thing. It doesn't really help matters. Hello and good evening to Keely and Andrea and Enigma. Um, Right. Okay. There we are. So, can anyone hear me? That is important to know. If you can hear me, Susie Ashenden. Yes, I love you, Susie Ashenden. You're always very, very pleasant. So nice to have you. You can hear me, so that's good. That's progress. So, yes, welcome to all. So we'll wait for a few people to arrive. We're exactly on time, 8 o'clock, French time, 7 o'clock English time. So here we are. I've just watered the garden and I've just locked the doors because there's a storm coming, another one. I'm sorry I didn't come to speak with you yesterday, but yesterday was a bit of a difficult day. There were lots of difficulties, but we won't go into that. So there we go. Anyway, we don't need to talk about that. So anyway, here we are. Yes, but as you can see, the palm tree behind me is starting to blow. Um, uh, it won't be as bad as the storm the other day, but the roads collapsed to the private airport. So can you imagine all these poor rich people? How hard for them. Oh dear, they couldn't get to their private jets. They probably couldn't even get their helicopters to land. Oh dear. Anyway, I don't know if many of you have sympathy for them or not, but poor rich people's problems. uh, but no, it's not very nice for ordinary people who have to suffer as well. So, but I don't really care about these stupid rich people because, quite frankly, you can find a solution. You can get yourself out of a place another way, can't you? So I don't really feel great sympathy for poor little rich people. There we are. Right. The cancelling of loose women for at least 6 months of the year. Yes, I did hear about it. What a fabulous piece of news. We are so glad to hear, all of us, everyone I know, Loose Women is the most disgusting program on the planet. So, yes, it's great that the Loose Women is being axed effectively for 6 months a year. What a shame. What a great pity. So Fergie is not going to be getting a little Brucey bonus, is she, in her pocket? And nor is Tamara Eccleston. Absolutely fabulous. Very happy to hear that. Yes, we cannot stand it. You've decided I'm a national treasure. I don't think I'm a national treasure. Christine Hamilton is a national treasure. Charles Brandreth is a national treasure. Susie Dent is a national treasure. I'm not in that league. They are older than me and they are much older and wiser. And I'm not a national treasure at this stage in my life. But maybe later one day, there's plenty of international disgraces also, but we won't go into them right now. But I don't consider myself a national treasure, but it's very kind of you to suggest that I am one. But I do speak out for the nation. And, I have campaigned against loose women for many years. I started a petition against loose women. And I'm now victorious because, loose women has been axed for half the year. What a wonderful thing. Who wants loose women? It's a disgusting concept. These women banging on about sex. And if I went on a program and called it Misogynistic Men and started talking about what men might do to women, I would be branded a disgusting person. But because they're female, they can say whatever they want, these disgusting women. They had that Cilla Black on it. They had that horrible, horrible, inglorious Hunniford, the Nolan woman, Fergie, Tamara Eccleston, trollops of the First Order, all of them. Ghastly people. Awful. Going on about what they do to men. That's disgusting because that is misogynistic. And sorry, that is, but that would, if I did that, it would be considered misogynistic if I talked about women in that way. They can just go on there and go, "Ah, I'd like to grope that man." It's disgusting. The things they came out with on that program, appalling. They were sickening, those women. Revolting, creepy women. Awful. Lowbrow harpies. Not suitable for television. So well done for getting rid of them. But I'm very, very upset about the treatment of Lorraine Kelly. Lorraine is one of TV's true treasures. If we want to talk about a national treasure, I'm not a national treasure. Lorraine Kelly is a national treasure. She's an international treasure, in fact, because she's Scottish. So she's not just British; she's also Scottish. But she's, as my sister pointed out, the Gorbals gobbledygook. That's how she speaks, because she's very hard to understand. And I'll give you a little story about Lorraine. The last time I met Lorraine was at the premiere of Mamma Mia in Hammersmith, the whatever it's called there, that big venue, and it was the premiere of Mamma Mia. And I was sat with the president of whatever film company it was, Miramax or whatever it was. I don't know what film company made the thing, but you can Google it. And he was American. And I'd arrived, and Lorraine had said, Matthew, hello. And I was in, hello, nice to see you. And she was very charming and absolutely lovely. And we had a nice little chat on the red carpet. And the people on the red carpet, because my arm was in a sling at the time, because I'd had a bit of an accident. They all seemed to think I was somebody famous. I don't know who the hell they thought I was, but I'm not famous. I'm a total nobody. So I was completely bemused by this. And she went, Matthew! And we had a little chat. And then I go and sit down next to this very fancy man he's paying for the whole bloody evening. So, I have to be very polite. And I have to say, he gave one of the best parties I've ever been to. Fabulous party. She comes on the stage, Lorraine, to introduce, because she'd been hired for the evening to do the introduction. And he turned to me and he went, can you tell me, what language is that woman speaking in? He could not understand a word she was saying. And it was the Gorbals gobbledygook, as my sister calls it. And my sister is not being bigoted. My sister lived in Glasgow. She was educated in Glasgow when she was at university. And we think Lorraine has the most charming, lovely accent. And she's fabulous. Lorraine Kelly is one of the most decent people on television, apart from Fern Britton. I love Fern Britton as well. I'll give her a big salute. She's been through a lot of bullying as well. So put a sock in it, Richard Madeley, you nasty old piece of work. We don't want more Richard Madeley on the telly box. We want more Lorraine. ITV have got it the wrong way round. They've made a mistake. They're insane. Bring back Piers Morgan. Bring back Lorraine Kelly. Bring back Fern Britton. These are your 3 stars who are the best. The rest of them are awful. They're ghastly. Whoever, we don't need any more Susanna Reid. She's boring. She's the most boring woman I've ever come across. She's yawn-inducing. Ghastly. Not suitable for TV. She's not suitable for Channel 5. Seriously, Keely likes Fern Britton. Fern Britton is a class act, and we want more Christine Hamilton on the telly box. Let's have Christine as a presenter. Christine did a wonderful show, the Christine Hamilton Show, and that was a great thing. We love Christine. We want more of that. We want less of Holly Willoughby. No more Holly Willoughby. She's vile, the queue jumper at the funeral, along with Philip Schofield, frankly, freak. The horrible Eamon Holmes, not really nice man. Okay, he's not very well. I hope he gets better, but I don't like him. Ed Balls, no, I can't stand him. He's a balls up, a complete balls and mess. No, we don't like him. And then I had a lovely email today. Class email this was. I've been invited to go to a wedding. I couldn't believe it. I'll read you the email. In fact, I will read you the entire email. This is one of the weirdest things that's ever happened to me. Stephen Gillen is getting married to Nana Akura. I don't know either of them. This is bizarre. He calls himself a TV personality and ex-mobster in his email. It comes from him, but I think it's via his PR person. Yes. Well, I think but it does say Stephen at, so it's obviously himself who's his own He's his own publicist. He's bombarded with me with emails for months. I've never met this man. Don't know him. I don't want to know him. He sounds like a pain in the ass. So the email begins. TV personality and ex-mobster Stephen Gillen and star with a capital S on star. Ooh, she's a star. This is TV presenter Nana Akura, due to wed next year, reveal their star-studded engagement party. Well, why are you sending me this crap? I don't want to know about your bloody engagement party because I don't know you, A. And B, I don't want to be invited. Thank you, because you're a GB News person. And, look, people like GB News. I don't. Jane O'Keefe says she is awful. Mr. Lee Kicker says you'd need to be mad to marry Nana. Stephen Gillen is a well-known gangster. I think he's been interviewed by Sean Atwood. Steve R says, "Bring your own pork pies." Okay, so I'll read out what they had to say, and I won't stop until I've finished. TV personality and ex-mobster Stephen Gillen and star TV presenter Nana Akura, due to wed next year, reveal their star-studded engagement party. Star-studded. Ooh, yes, star-studded. I should go for the free bar. Well, I don't want to. The star-studded event everyone is talking about. What? Everyone's talking about this? I'd never even heard of them. Well, I have heard of them, but I don't. Well, I've heard of her. I've never heard of it. But they bombard me with these emails about all the time about this bizarre pair. So, 22nd of May, 2025, ex-mobster, International Peace Prize winner. That's what he calls himself. Oh, he's really quite up there, isn't he? He's an International Peace Prize winner and TV personality. Oh, he's got class as this one. He makes Cliff Richard seem modest. You know, Cliff Richard has won every record under the sun. This one is even bigger than him. Stephen Gillen is due to wed GB News star. We have to use the word star. We have to put the star and broadcast presenter Nana Akua. They famously, how can you famously do anything? Announced their engagement on live TV recently. Well, how can it be famous to announce you're getting married? That is a bizarre word to use. Learn to use the English language, you moron. You are a total twit. And they will be married at a star-studded bash. Oh, it's going to be wonderful. I bet there'll be who they're going to invite. Ampika Pixton, Katie Price, Gary Lineker. I don't know who they're inviting. I've no idea. Well, they won't be inviting Gary Lineker because He's a bit woke for them. Definitely won't be him. On the 6th of July, 2025, Gillen is set to tie the knot next year. And, well, how can he be tying the knot next year if he's getting married on the 6th of July 2025? Because if he was tying the knot next year, he would be tying the knot in 2026. So there's an immediate error in your press release. Your press release is crap. You can't even write. And he's kicking off the celebrations in style with a party that is set to be the hottest ticket in town. Oh, well. Oh, we don't want to miss this one, do we, lady men?
I don't want to go.
All the big names in TV, media, sport, and entertainment will be attending, and it will be the engagement party everyone wants to go to. The celebrity-filled event, and I hate the word celebrity, that's a naff word that only crappy people use, will be packed with high-profile stars with expected glamour and an A-list. I don't think Omar Sharif, would have wanted to attend this event. Let's be honest. I think we're talking more Katie Price than Omar Sharif. Let's be honest. I don't think we're talking Tom Cruise or, not that I'm into him because of his weird Scientology. And an A-list cast of notable people. Notable. Oh, what have they been noted for doing? This will be an event not to be missed. Are you listening?
Mhm.
Stephen Gillen's own life journey has taken him from gangland enforcer. I know people who have been involved in serious things of that type. This man, he's a nobody. He's a total twit. Go away, you pest. Stop sending me emails, you pest. You're a petulant pest. He's taken him from gangland enforcer as a peace advocate. What's a peace advocate? He's not Terry Waite. My friend Terry Waite has done good for the world. Terry Waite suffered being locked up with a bag over his head for years. And Terry Waite was a good person. This fool is a pest. He's just an attention seeker. And I don't like having emails from you. Whoever you are, stop sending me your ghastly emails. Go away. So he's a serial entrepreneur. Well, anyone who calls themselves an entrepreneur, as my father rightly pointed out, is to be taken as a joke. If you're successful, somebody else might call you that. You don't call yourself an entrepreneur. That's why we don't like Richard Branson. And he's another creep. So he can rot off and shove it up his jumper as well. That exemplifies his profound personal transformation. Oh, this man is he's like Jesus. He's like rising from, from the dead. Oh, he's ridiculous. Stephen Gillen's own life journey has taken it. Born in England and raised in Belfast during the height of the Troubles. Oh, I have to make it about Crybaby. Gillen's early years were marred by violence and instability. Oh, God, here we go. At 9, he relocated to London's East End. So he didn't grow up in Belfast. He grew up in bloody London, where he entered the care system and soon became involved in organized crime. By 15, he was carrying firearms. Oh, is there anything that this poor man hasn't done? Oh, my God, he's a real whinger. And at 22, he was arrested for armed robbery, leading to a 17-year sentence, of which he served nearly 12 years in high-security prisons. Well, if you do the crime, do the time. And every criminal I know, and I know lots of reformed criminals, they all say to me, we did the thing, we take the punishment. So whoever you are, you're a bore. Don't like the sound of you. During his incarceration, Gillen experienced a significant transformation, influenced by mentorship from a former IRA member known as the Gardener. I don't think this one would be invited to the Royal Chelsea Flower Show. No. Upon his release in 2003, he became a successful entrepreneur. Yeah, you mean crook? Authoring the best-selling memoir. Best-selling? This is hardly Agatha Bloody Christie. Extraordinary, The Search for a Life Worth Living. Have you ever heard of this book? Because I certainly haven't myself. So if you call that best-selling, that's a pack of lies. It has been adapted into a major John Major film. Yeah, no. Seriously, whoever you are a complete pest. This is an absolute shocker. Both Gillen and Acura have striking story. Oh, and now we throw in Nana, the good old Nana of GB News, nasty Nana. They've captivated the public attention. Sorry? Does anyone actually know who these two Burks are? They're complete prize pillocks. You want Tommy Robinson freed? Oh, don't you start on my channel. Go away, whoever you are, Will Heavey. I don't care about Tommy Robinson. Yeah, stick it up your jumper, Nana. Right. So, they've captivated the public attention, but together their combined story is certainly proving to be explosive. Are you listening? Going viral across many media platforms after their engagement was announced on live TV. The unlikely pairing has at its heart a real love story with many lessons and unlikely union. They are now ready to speak candidly about they actually put a gap between T and H in there, so they can't even get that done correctly in their press release. Relationship past, present, and future. Gillen is also prominent media personality. Having appeared in television series such as Gangs of London and Essex Murders, and collaborating with Ross Kemp on a series on a crime series for Sky History, with an upcoming premium series with Games of Thrones star Sean Bean due for release in a few months. Nana Acura, leading, I thought she was called Acura, but I don't know. They don't seem to know if they can no, there you are, right. That's the Nana Acura is a leading GB news star and political broadcaster and journalist. And now she's a household name. What? She's like a cleaning product? For God's sake. She's become known for a great broadcasting style on tough issues, while Stephen Gillen's, he seems to make it more about himself than old Nana. Nana doesn't get much of a look in here. Well, Stephen Gillen's commitment to social change has earned him a nomination for the Sunak International Peace Prize in 2019. He had a nomination in 2019. So did he win? We don't know. Anyway, it goes on and on about all of that. I won't bother. But Gillen and Acura are available for interview, and any journalist wanting to attend the event on the 6th of July should send their details to stephen@publicityhound.com. There we go. So I've been invited to the engagement of a pair I've never even met, who I don't even like. Completely insane. What a bizarre thing to do. Anyway, if any of you want to go, send them an email because I don't want to go, and I hope they never email me again. Take me off your bloody mailing list. I don't want to be on your mailing list. You're awful people and you're ghastly. So stop harassing me, Nana and Stephen. Go away. You're nasty, awful people. They're desperate for publicity, says Espialidocious. I totally agree with you. So yeah, that's Nana and Stephen. We've dealt with them. I didn't mean to. I wasn't planning on reading out their entire email, but I think it was a good idea. I did because hopefully now they might get the message. F off. Don't harass me again. And as I predicted, the storm has arrived here now. The rain is pouring down. We're getting a storm arriving. We're going to be deluged, and at least I covered the car up. So, yeah, the car will be fixed on Monday, but thankfully it's covered in tape. If I hadn't done it earlier, we would have been in a disaster area because this storm is looking quite serious, but it'll still probably blow the damn thing off. It's a bit like Michael Caine, isn't it? There we go. So anyway, we've got 120 of you here. Have any of you any questions for me about anything? Do you want to ask me about Nana or Stephen? Yeah. What happened to the car? Well, the window, the motor is gone on the door, so the electric windows don't work. So the car is on one side, so the car had to be covered up. But anyway, the car is covered up, so it's got loads of tape over it, so it's all right for tonight, hopefully. The other day, it was a very serious storm. So thank you very much, and I'm very sorry I couldn't be here last night. And here we are. So we can do an extended show today. We can do multiple quizzes, and we can talk for quite a while. Yeah. You pick up your new Mercedes E-Class estate on Saturday, Stevie D. Well, that's a very nice thing to be picking up, an E-Class estate. Mercedes are great cars. I love a Mercedes. Lovely cars to drive. What do I think of Maxine Carr? In what context? She's a wicked woman. Evil. That's all I could say. I don't know what else would you want me to say about Maxine Carr other than she was disgusting and vile and evil. What's my tip of the choice this evening? Well, I've got a little bit of white wine. I may have to go to the fridge at some point soon. I wasn't anticipating that I would need more wine, but I've still got my potato gin, yes, like that. Go to the off license. Well, thankfully, I have closed all the windows because the storm has started. As I predicted, the storm has started. So we're in for a night of storms ahead. So we won't be going anywhere tonight. No, it's very bad weather tonight. I was warned that this would be the case, but Madam didn't believe me. But she's got 2 glasses of wine next to her. If you're stuck for a drink, as Lady Men would say, Claire Mandel might drop in for a drink. Yes, Claire Mandel. She could turn up with a quarter bottle of wine, couldn't she? The old generous old bag. Yeah, no, I don't think we'll be getting Claire Mandel turning up with anything because she's the most mean person on the planet. So you need some rain in the UK. It's a heat wave there, I believe. So you're having a wonderful time there. But I know you need a bit of rain for your gardens. So we missed you last evening. Yes, well, I'm very sorry. I just wasn't able to do anything last evening. Right. Right. Okay. Any questions for me before we begin on a different topic? Because I will talk about the Menendez shortly. But if you have any more questions, please give me a few more questions. And before that, I may go and get myself something else to drink because, quite frankly, I need another drink. Because obviously, we're going to do all these quizzes and talk for a bit longer than half an hour. I will need another drink. Did I ever meet Una Stubbs? I believe I briefly met Una Stubbs at a party, and I'm very sorry to hear of her passing. But I don't. I did not know Una Stubbs. No, I didn't know her personally, so I can't comment on Una Stubbs in any particular way. But she was clearly a talented lady, so I'm very sorry to hear of the death of Una Stubbs. So there we go. I don't know anything much beyond that about her because she wasn't somebody I actually knew. She played Aunt Sally in Wurzel Gummidge. Well, I quite like Wurzel Gummidge, but I didn't really know much about it. It was a bit before my time, so I can't claim to be an expert on Wurzel Gummidge because I think it was the 1970s rather than the 80s. So I don't think, I was born in 1981. So, it's a little bit impossible for me to know much about Wurzel Gummidge. There we go. Did I ever meet Helen McCrory, the wonderful actress? I did, of course, meet Helen McCrory and her husband, Damian Lewis. The man I used to work with, we had the vodka company, was very, very involved with Helen McCrory. She was a delightful lady. She was a great actress, and it was a great tragedy when she died of cancer a couple of years ago. And Damian Lewis, her husband, who was the star of that program, wonderful program, Homeland, fabulous actor. So, yep, I did know them, but not very well. But I knew them because I knew them socially, because we had this thing with Harvey Weinstein, which he was a monster. But we had a business with Harvey Weinstein to do with a film called Hoodwinked, which was Little Red Riding Hood brought up to date, and we were very involved with that. So, I got to know Helen McCrory that way, and through a Welshman he was involved in film production, and I didn't like him either, but he was very close to her. But she was an absolute delight. She was a lovely lady, and a life taken too soon. She was a good heart. She had a good heart, and I think people with a good heart, it's a great shame when they die too young. And this is why we don't want Lorraine taken away from ITV, and we want Richard Madeley taken away from ITV instead. Let's get Richard Madeley off ITV. Hello, lady men. We want Richard Madeley thrown off ITV. Get rid of him. We don't like dickhead Madeley. We love Lorraine. Lady Lorraine. Lady Lorraine. Let's have Lorraine. Bring her back again. And we don't like this Susanna Reid, and we don't like any of the others. We like Lorraine. Our Lorraine is the one we're backing Lorraine. There we go. Richard steals wine. No, he doesn't steal wine. He steals champagne. Let's be honest. He's the champagne nicker. Just falls into his basket by accident, of course. Everything falls into his basket. It wasn't his fault, of course. He was never convicted. So, he even told Bill Clinton that, he understood people being accused falsely, but, he also accused elephants of being evil. Richard Madeley is one of the most revolting people on the entire planet. He's disgusting. He's awful. There is nothing redeeming about him or that pisshead wife of his. and they are ghastly. And I've dealt with them myself, and I have removed them from something. I'm not going to go into it because it's a personal family matter, but I will say they make me feel violent. They are revolting people. They're sickening, disgusting, filthy toe rags. I don't like Richard and Judy. They are wicked, bad people. He is worse than her, but she insisted he call her mummy when they first met. That is a bit freaky, isn't it? So, what a pair of rubbish. No, we don't like Richard, Dick and Dude, as I call them. Awful people. Classy, no. Brassy, yes, in her case. Trash in his case. Awful, awful, awful people. Yeah, the total filth. Audrey, you're totally right. I agree. You can't stand them. Absolute filth, says Dixie. Yes. You won't be writing the Maidleys a Christmas card. Okay, well, I won't. No, I never have. No. Well, so have you ever met Jason Donovan? Not knowingly, but I like Kylie Minogue. Kylie is a lovely, lovely lady, and I love Kylie's parents. Kylie's parents are two of the nicest people I've ever met. They're absolute gems, and I've spent a lot of time with them at Blake's Hotel in London, which sadly is no longer open. They are an absolute class act, and the pint-sized pop star, Kylie, what a gem. She's one of the best. She is a trooper. She's like a modern day Vera Lynn, she just gets on with it and just performs. She's fabulous. Kylie Minogue, a lovely lady. So I won't have any criticism of Kylie Minogue. No, no. Kylie Minogue is a glorious. Have I met Peter Andre? No, never met him. But he had a lucky escape from that ghastly, ghastly Katie Price, that old harpy. Well, no, she's not a harpy. She's just a village slag. Let's be honest. How many times has she been around, and how many animals has she injured? And it's disgusting that she abuses animals. She is a revolting woman for killing all those animals. She should be not allowed to have a single dog, cat, anything. That what she's done to the animals is awful. Katie Price is disgraceful. And what did she do to that poor boy? That poor boy who's blind and whatever else. That's another part of the problem. But the dogs and the cats and everything else that she's injured. Oh, she makes me feel very angry. I do not like Katie Price. No. Yes. Right. Katie Price, the STD. Yes. Have I ever been scuba diving? It's a random question, but no, I've never been scuba diving. No, I have been. Maybe I have. I don't know. I perhaps did things in the swimming pool because I did training for all of this stuff when I was a child. Because my parents were every week we had to do something different. And I remember one week we went to a swimming pool and I had to go and put on all these face oxygen and all the rest of it, and I wasn't into this. I did. Did I ever meet Jodie Marsh? Yes, I met Jodie Marsh. Yes, yeah, she used to ring me up quite a lot. Did Jodie Marsh? She's a bit bonkers, but she was less harmless than Katie Price. There we go. Do you think my seagulls, Penelope and Keith, go scuba diving? No, they just turn up to get fed. All they want is anything they can get for free. That's what they do. Have I ever skydived? Never done a skydive. I promised to do a skydive once for a charity, and then COVID happened, so it didn't happen. But I might do it one day. I don't know. It had to be stopped because of the COVID, because well, you couldn't do anything. So I would have done a skydive. I was pledging to do it because my arm was better. So I said I would do it, but then COVID kicked in, so we never got round to it. That was a shame. Who is Nana Akua? Well, she's some GB News presenter, allegedly. Right. Jodie Marsh hates Michael Barrymore. Well, if Jodie Marsh hates Michael Barrymore, Jodie, if you're listening, which you're probably not, give me a tinkle tankle. Hello, lady men. Oi. Jodie Marsh hates Michael Barrymore. What? She's not listening. She's not joining in. I think she's falling asleep. I think it's best we leave her alone. Anyway. Right. Anyway. Well, if she hates Michael Barrymore, she's definitely somebody I would be happy to speak with, because we don't like Michael Barrymore. I don't hate Michael Barrymore. I just intensely dislike Michael Barrymore, and I intensely dislike Madeley. Yes. Have I met Eddie Hearn? No, I've never met Eddie Hearn. I'm not sure who Eddie Hearn is even. Right. Yes, she's very critical of Essex police. Well, there we go. I think Jodie Marsh and I might need to have a chat conversation then, maybe. But anyway, I don't know. I don't know her, and we have no. Well, I do know her because I knew her in the past, but I haven't heard from her in years. But there's lots of people I haven't heard from in years, and it would be nice to speak with them again. What do I think of EastEnders? I don't watch EastEnders, so I have no opinion. I have no idea of anything about that, so I couldn't. What genre of music do I like? Well, I like lots of music. I love Coldplay. I love Robbie Williams. I love Eminem. I love Wagner. I love Mozart. I love Beethoven. I love everything. I've got a whole mixture of things I love. Every day I listen to the whole different type of music. So yeah. I like the best Eminem song. Okay, is the one called Stan. I like the one called Stan. So there you go. I'm not making it up. I know my Eminem. So yeah, I like his music. I think it's direct, and I like things that are direct in life. So I like a bit of Eminem Stan. Yeah. It's a horrible song in a way, because obviously it ends with a death, so it's not very pleasant. But I know the song very well, so yeah, I do like listening to Eminem. Yeah. Which English celebrity took your breath away in person? You previously said Cindy Crawford was stunning in person. But which English celebrity, male, female, had it? I don't like the word celebrity for a start. So, review and analysis. I do think that people should stop using the word celebrity. I think the word celebrity is terribly common. It's like people who say the word toilet. The word toilet is a disgusting word to use. The word celebrity is an equally disgusting word to use. You could say personality, or, achiever, or something else. But the word celebrity, it's the most gross word. It's just like toilet. The word toilet is the most common thing that anyone uses on the planet. I cannot stand the word toilet. We do not go to the toilet.
You do?
No, well, you go to the lavatory. you can go to the crapper because Sir Thomas Crapper invented the crapper, so that's what it should be called, really. You can call it the lavatory, and my friend Giles Brandreth has many other words for it. We both agree that the word toilet is the preserve of the most common people on the planet. So we don't like the word.
French.
No, we don't like the word toilet. And she's shouting in the background when she knows nothing about it. I'm going to read you out every other word now for the word toilet, because the word toilet is a
Toilet.
no. Shut up. 252 to 255. We've got 3 pages on the word toilet, because honestly, it is not called a toilet. So stop using the word. People do not go to the toilet. You can go to the shitter, or you can go to the crapper, or you can go to whatever you want. But here we are. It's called the lavatory, it's called the loo, it's called the WC, it's called the bathroom, it's called the powder room, the restroom, the comfort station, the little boys' room, the little girls' room, the ladies or the gents, the smallest room, the washroom, the facilities, the outhouse, the crapper, the potty, the john, the can, the privy, the latrine, the jakes, the necessarium, the lavvy, the excretorium, the urination station, the sandbox, the carsey, the bog, the netty, or the shithouse. And when you get there, what do? You have a pee, you have a piddle, you powder your nose, you wash your hands, you do your business, you have a tinkle, you talk to a man about a horse, you point Percy at the porcelain, you steer Stanley to the stainless steel, you let Letty loose, you spend a penny, you squeeze the lemon, you shake hands with the vicar, you talk to grandma slowly, you shake off the water lily, you drain the dragon, you drain the radiator, you drain the one-eyed monster, you make the bladder gladder, you siphon the python, you park your breakfast, you drop a load, or you do a number 1, or you do a number 2. And as Queen Elizabeth once said, 12 noon, it was an opportunity for her to tidy. So there you go. So you do not ever say you're going to the toilet. I've given you all the options. I've given you hundreds of options. So you don't need to say ever again in your lives, I'm going to the toilet. Sounds like you're from Coronation Street. Disgusting. Anyway, wonderful advice from Giles Brandreth. So there you go. I've educated you about lavatorial talk. He has another section on sex, but we won't go into that one tonight. We'll save that for another night. We'll do that next time. I know, but let's be honest. One should use language correctly. And it is not called the toilet. It's disgusting. Revolting. People use this horrible word. Awful. I don't understand what's wrong with them. Right. You're going to visit me. You've got an outside loo behind your caravan. Well, there you go. An outside loo. That's a fair description. Don't have a problem with that. It's not called an outside toilet, is it? It's called an outside loo. Well done. Well done to you. Wits End, I don't agree with you, so you can bog off. You can bog off, because it can be called the bog also. Right. Dixie says, I hate the word toilet. It is disgusting. Well, I agree with you. Piss in a bush Oh, well, that's well, there we are. Right. Okay. Well, lots of you are trying to provoke me with the use of the word toilet now. Well, you're not going to provoke me, so don't worry about it. Anyway, I'm going to soon have to pour myself another drink, so I'll be taking a little break to pour myself another drink, which could take some time because I don't know what is in the fridge. I can't remember. You are becoming constipated. Okay. Well, if you're constipated, well, go to the bathroom. It might be a good idea. Go and relieve yourself. So, just I can't be held responsible for your constipated actions, can I? So, right, okay. Well, anyway, we've got lots of you here, and it's absolutely fabulous to have you all here. But right, okay. Um, yeah. Anyway, I've given you an education on the words for the lavatory. So there you go. And it really should be called the crapper because it was invented by Sir Thomas Crapper. So it's not offensive to call it that. That's just what it is. It was his name. He was an unfortunately named man by what it became associated with, because obviously people do things with that. But he invented it, so why is there any issue calling it after him? Yeah, what a unfortunate name. Yeah, but it was his name, so he invented it. So leave him alone. The word toilet is just common. It's terribly lowbrow, so we don't like it. And that is that. So I won't be. But you're not spelling it correctly, Hatchy. Hatchy. He spells it with a C, not a K. So you're incorrect. You've got it incorrect. Right. Any more questions on any of those topics? What do I think about the BBC? What's the BBC done now? I don't know. I've no idea. I don't know what the latest on the BBC is. I don't know. I can't speak on the BBC because I don't know I don't know the context of your question, so it's an impossible question. What do I think of the BBC in general? I think the BBC make wonderful programs like The Archers. I love The Archers, and I love listening to The Archers. I love the Today program, though I don't love Amal Rajan. I would rather Amal Rajan was not a presenter of the Today Show because I don't like him. But I do love listening to Radio 4, and Radio 4 is a wonderful thing. Radio 4 brings joy to my life every day. And if I didn't have Radio 4, I would be a miserable person. I'd be totally miserable. It rescues me every morning. It gets me up in the morning and it gets me going. And when I have a cup of tea and I'm watering the garden or whatever I'm doing, listening to Radio 4 in the background, it informs me, it gives me information. It's fabulous. It's absolutely wonderful to have the Today program, and then I love listening to my repeats of The Archers because I love The Archers. And okay, The Archers, some of the storylines are stupid and some of them are absolutely ridiculous, but I love, you know, I love that lovely lady who plays the gin drunken woman who runs the pub. And I love all the drama of the nonsense of whatever's going on in the village. But okay, some of it irritates me, but I would feel all the poorer if I didn't have the Archers and the Today program. And I love listening to other programs. Sometimes I love listening to Jay Rayner's Kitchen Cabinet or Woman's Hour, even. I like Woman's Hour. Quite frankly, I often find good things on Woman's Hour. That I enjoyed listening to that. I love having these things in the background whilst I think about things because it gives me ideas. It makes me think. So you learn something. So I have no problem with a bit of challenge of mine. The only radio I get down here in the car is the Radio Riviera, which has got this mad woman. Oh, she's very irritating. She's totally mad. I'm not a great fan of hers. And the alternative is Richard and Judy, so what do I really want? So, when I can listen to my Radio 4, I'm very happy. I love listening to Radio 4. It's a class act. And today I was listening to a little snippet with Ian McShane. He was talking about how they may bring back. We've got lightning in the background right now. Oh, lightning is striking. So we're going to be hit by the lightning. But about the revival of Lovejoy. And he said, well, why don't we have Lovejoy's daughter come in? And I'll come in on my Zimmer frame. So we could have a revival of Lovejoy, a new version of Lovejoy, and wouldn't that be a wonderful thing? We can't have Tinker because poor old Tinker's dead, Dudley Sutton, my old friend, and I don't know how we'll do the rest, but wouldn't it be wonderful to have a revival of Lovejoy? We love Lovejoy. Oh, right. My microphone needs to be charged. Well, I don't know. It could be electrical interference. Yes, precisely. So there we are. My microphone is making Dalek noises. Okay, well, I'll try just talking through the computer. Hello. I don't know whether I'm back again or not. Can you hear me or not? Yes. Can you hear me? You can hear me. No, we are having electrical storms here, so there is a problem. I'm loud and clear, but I won't be loud and clear for probably very long because there is a storm. So there's probably an issue with the electrics. You put your chips in the oven. Right. Well, I put myself a bottle of wine next to me. I'll stay as long as I can, but I don't know how long it'll be. So sorry. To say that I don't know how long this will last. Right. The lighting is gone down because I've unplugged most of my lights to make it easier. The computer is powered directly. There we are. So let's have a quiz. Yes, you want a quiz. Right, okay, you can have a quiz. Okay, we do a quiz. No, we're not going to write it on that one. Let me just get a piece of paper. Here we go. Anything will do. Right, okay, let's do a quiz. So, quiz time. Quiz. Right, we'll give you a quiz. So, right, okay, your first quiz. I don't know if anyone's going to help me with this quiz, but my lighting is not even very good. It's very bad, in fact. Bit annoying. I'm going to have to come up with a solution for this problem. Right. I'm pouring myself a glass of wine whilst I get ready for this quiz. Anyone to help tally the quiz? Anyone to help? In fact, we'll do this quiz because it's easier. Because I do apologize about this horrible light. In fact, we'll move it that way a bit. The lighting is disgusting, isn't it? That's better. That's much better. Okay, right. Okay, so let's think about the quiz. So you find the lighting too harsh. Okay, well, I'll put it that way. Does that make it better? Does that make the lighting better for you? There we are. Is the lighting better? Are you much better? Okay, right. Okay, I point it that way. The other lightings had to be turned off because of the problem with the what it did to the computer. So it was better if we turned it off. Right. Okay. In 2025, this is your first question. How old did Britain's oldest gun maker, John Rigby and Co. turn? How old did they turn? No, it wasn't 106, it wasn't 110, it wasn't 98, it wasn't 220, it wasn't 103, it wasn't 300, it wasn't 99, it wasn't 90, it wasn't 91, it wasn't 100. Right, and I keep getting all these silly notifications popping up, so let's delete that. Lois gets the point. Well done, Lois. Lois is the winner. 1 point to Lois. It was 250. So they have royal warrants from 5 kings and Queen Elizabeth II. Their fans include Nigel Farage. Farage as in garage. Donald Trump Jr. They made rifles and originally began in Dublin. So there we go. That was John Rigby. There we are. Many others of us love other gun makers, but they are very popular, allegedly, with those people. Okay, so how many children did Sir Nicholas Winton help escape from the Nazis? How many children did he escape? It wasn't 6, no. It wasn't 57, it wasn't 108, it wasn't 1,300, it wasn't 200, it wasn't 307. It wasn't 6 million, that's ridiculous. It wasn't 299, it wasn't 5.5. How could you have a half child escape? That doesn't make sense. That's an illogical thing to say. It wasn't 1,900. It wasn't 18. It wasn't LOL. It wasn't 450. It wasn't 1,045. It wasn't 87. My question is illogical. It's not an illogical question. It's a totally genuine question. And he was an absolute bloody hero. So no, it wasn't 2.5 million. SS Racing is kind of close. Audrey is kind of close. Well, Audrey is closer. So, Audrey, I'll give you the point. Audrey gets the point. The answer was 699. You said 666. So, you're not. Right. Anyway, it was 699 actually. So, there we are. Now, several of you are getting all worked up with me and saying that I haven't given you the fair chance. Well, I'm sorry. I tell you, I read my answers on my screen in the order they come in. So if you don't like my answer, bog off. Right. Next question. What does susurrus mean? Coined in 1830. What does susurrus mean? Spelled Susurrus. What does susurrus mean? It doesn't mean dogging, no. It doesn't mean disease. It doesn't mean I love you. It doesn't mean happy. It doesn't mean whispering. It doesn't mean suspicious. It doesn't mean continuing or everlasting. Okay, Leslie S., you can have it. Allow you. It's a soft form of murmuring. Leslie gets the point. Well done to Leslie. It's a soft form of murmuring. Okay, in May 2025, how many goals had Jamie Vardy achieved in his 500th appearance for Leicester City? Jamie Vardy, how many goals? You think my question is daft? Okay. Well, if you don't like it, you don't have to join in. If you don't like it, bog off. No, it wasn't 120, no. Steve R gets the point. Well done, Steve R. It was 200. So Steve R gets the point. Of course, Jamie Vardy got his 200th goal in his 500th appearance for Leicester City. You know, Wagger for Christie man, you know, married to that mad woman who decided to take on, Clean Rooney. My sister always said that was a stupid idea. And he was nicknamed Vards. He signed from Fleetwood Town 13 years prior. So, you know, Fleetwood obviously is where my lovely family friends made the wonderful lozenges, the Fisherman's Friends. So, yeah, Fleetwood is a great place, and maybe if he just stuck with Fleetwood and left that silly old bag and never got involved with her, he might have had an easier life. Anyway, there we go. But he's, he's achieved his 200th goal on his 500th appearance before he retired. So there we go. Okay. What was the name of the UK's 2025 entry song to the 2025 Eurovision Song Contest? What was the name of the song? It was a disaster. It wasn't Fish Fingers and it wasn't Nil Point, but it did get Nil Point. Dixie React gets it. What the hell just happened? Dixie gets the point. Well done to Dixie. What the hell just happened? It was a girl band called Remember Monday. It got 0 points in the public vote. It was absolutely stupid song. It dreadful. It's one of the most boring songs I've ever heard. It was 19th out of 26 places. And everybody who was on the right wing of anything said it was snobbery that was the reason that nobody liked it. But I'm sorry, you really come up with a song called What the Hell Just Happened and you expect it to be popular? Just a boring, it's a stupid idea in the first place. So, girl band, remember Monday, go back to school. You're absolutely useless because you're an absolute bunch of failures and you've absolutely failed. So, there we go. Okay. Moving on to a more distinguished musician. In which year was Wagner's Parsifal first performed? Which year was Wagner's Parsifal first performed? It wasn't 1934. It wasn't 1786. No. 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 There's lots of you getting it wrong. It wasn't 1845. Sarah Burton gets it. Sarah Burton, well done. Sarah B. It was 1882 as a stage consecration play. Wagner, Michael Portillo is a world expert in Wagner also. I'm very interested. I like the work of Wagner myself. Very interesting man. With which sport are both Jamie Osborne and his daughter Safi, lovely people, associated? Which sport are they both associated? Jamie and Safi Osborne. Bad Biddero gets the point. Bad Biddero, or whatever you call it. Bad Biv. I'll call you Bad Biv. They are a trainer and jockey, horse racing, of course. So, yeah, lovely, 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 lovely people. Absolute gems and treasures. We like them. So, thank you to them. As of 2025, what does the Fat Badger restaurant at 310 Portobello Road, London, W10 not have? What does the Fat Badger not have? It's not beer. It's not crisps. It's not dogging. It's not vegan food. It's not meat. It's not a bar. It's not a license. It's not mushrooms. It's not beer. It's not food. It's not meat. It's not toilets. We don't like the word toilet, by the way, so don't use the word toilet on my channel. Yeah, you're all coming up with toilet now. It's not burgers. It's not alcohol. Mr. Balding gets it. Well done, Mr. Balding. Mr. Balding is a very clever man, because I don't know how you even think of this. It has no telephone number. It doesn't want to have people phoning up, so it has no telephone. So there you go. Okay. What should a semicolon be used for in a sentence to introduce a pause? Dixie, I'll allow you to be the winner. Yes, there we are. Well done. Two smaller sentences being more closely related than the average two consecutive sentences. So there we are. So I'll allow you that. As of 2025, what percentage of homes in Chelsea-on-Sea, Salcombe, Devon are second homes? What percentage of the buildings in Salcombe are second homes? It's not 70, it's not 56, it's not 40, Not 42, not 76. No. Right. Lewis can have a second point. So Lewis is now in the lead with 60%. And yes, I do stand corrected on my last question. I gave away the answer. So the last one doesn't really matter. But the way the game is going, it doesn't really matter at this stage in this game. So we'll do another quiz after, so don't worry about it. As of 2025, which Chinese car maker owns 51% of Lotus? They also own Volvo and build London's black taxis. What's the name of the company? It's not Honda, it's not Toyota, it's not Rolls-Royce, it's not Hyundai, it's not BID, it's not Tesla, it's not Suzuki, it's not Skoda, it's not UYB, it's not MG, it's not BVR, it's not Lexus, it's not Bentley, it's not Audi. And thank God I've covered our car up, because the rain is pouring down right now. It's not Ford, it's not Robin Reliant, it's not Daewoo, it's not Nissan, it's not Reliant. Right, okay. We've got Kevin Spacey trying to harass my computer now with some notification. No, so I'll give 0 points on that one. The answer is Geely, Geely, Geely. So there we go. You didn't know that one, so you've all failed. You're all the weakest link. Goodbye. Right, okay. Which member of the royal family believes in talking to plants as they respond? Which member of the royal family believes in talking to plants as they respond? Tina De Silva, you can have the point. Tina De Silva. Okay, 1 point for you. King Charles, yes, he likes talking to birds. Okay, in which English county is Carsington Reservoir situated? It wasn't Kent. Sarah Burton gets it with Derbyshire. So, Sarah, you're a new entrant. Sarah Burton. 1 point to you. It's Derbyshire. And it was opened in 1992 by Queen Elizabeth II. In which year did the film Malcolm X premiere? Which year did Malcolm X premiere? It wasn't 2004, it wasn't 2001, it wasn't 1968. No. No, all of you are wrong. Loads of wrong on entrants coming in. No. Lewis gets a 3rd point, so Lewis is now firmly in the lead. Lewis Petzold gets it because, of course, it's 1992. Denzel Washington, Spike Lee, small-time gang member to generational, I can't even read it, leader. There we go. Because my lighting is terrible, because we've got a problem with all our power here. Okay, who starred in the 1990 Cold War thriller The Hunt for Red October? There's 3 options. I don't mind which you give me. I'll take whichever you give me first. Whoever gives me the first option gets the point. Mr. Balding is the winner. Mr. Balding, you get a second point, so now you're in second place. It was Sean Connery, Alec Baldwin, James Earl Jones. Okay. I'll say the next question. With which sport is Australian Oscar Pistorius associated? Which sport is he associated? It's not golf. It's not horse racing. Chili Kareen gets the point. Well done, Chili. Chile, a new entry. There we go. Of course, it's Formula One, motor racing, McLaren. What was Sir Winston Churchill given for his 88th birthday in 1962 by his private secretary, Sir John Jock Colville? What was he given by him? It wasn't a cigar. No. It wasn't a Zimmer frame. It wasn't ladies' panties. It wasn't a horse. It wasn't a watch. It wasn't underwear. It wasn't an owl. It wasn't STD. It wasn't a dog. It wasn't the bumps. It wasn't a painting. It wasn't a cake. It wasn't a gun. It wasn't a clock. It wasn't a poem. It wasn't an OBE. Okay, it wasn't a cuddly toy. It wasn't a walking stick. It wasn't a car. It wasn't painting gear. It wasn't a cuddle. It wasn't a knighthood. Okay, you don't. The number one you don't get. 0 points. He was given a cat, a ginger cat, and it was called Jock. And the ginger cat called Jock was a marmalade cat called Jock, and it was kept at Chartwell, and they've kept a cat called Jock at Chartwell ever since. So we're on to Jock the 7th in 2020. There you go. There we are. It's a very simple question. But there we go. But I can't expect you to answer all my bizarre, weird things that I know about. I know about lots of weird things, so it's not entirely your fault. So anyway, for how many years did Sir David Suchet portray Agatha Christie's super sleuth Hercule Poirot? I try and give you simple questions that are easy. It's very easy. Anne of Cleves gets it immediately. So Anne of Cleves. Cleavers, or whatever you're called. You're a cleaver. All right. You can have 1 point. It's 25. For what was John Craven given an OBE? John Craven. What was he given? And I need the exact answer. I'm not going to have anything other than exact. It wasn't Newsround, no, but he did present Newsround. I'll accept Joyce Grove's answer, I suppose. I suppose I can accept your Joyce Grove. Services to broadcasting, but you didn't say services. But anyway, he was Newsround, Countryfile, BBC. He was a national treasure. And my final question on this particular quiz: in which year did the Sex Pistols make the classic album Nevermind the Bollocks? Mr. Lee Kicker gets it first. Mr. Lee Kicker. Well done to Mr. Lee Kicker. You get it with 1977. But so our winner on our quiz is Lois. Well done to Lois, who won that particular quiz. The quiz was won by Lois. Lois is the winner chicken dinner. So well done to Lois. Thank you, Lois. That's very kind of you for joining in. And yeah, well done, Lois. So, I don't know if I can manage another quiz, but if you want another quiz, you can have another quiz, but it'll be. I'll have to write it on the back of this one. Right. Do you want another quiz or not? Or do you want to talk about more things? You want another quiz? Okay, right. Well, you're getting another quiz, and then you can talk about Kevin Spacey afterwards, because I don't know anything about what Kevin Spacey's done today, but it sounds like the little rat is about to try and reinvigorate himself. Kevin Spacey has not been ringing me because I don't have Kevin Spacey on my phone. So I don't have any connection with Kevin Spacey. No. And my friend Stephen Burkhoff and I cannot stand Kevin Spacey, so he's not a very nice man, and we don't like him. So no. Right, but we haven't even got on to the Menendez. But you want another quiz, so right, let's do another quiz. Yes, we have a storm outside, and it's not very pleasant. Okay, to what height in feet does the road on? Now, this is one I don't know how to pronounce it. Bilac Nabar in the Scottish Highlands rise to. It's known also as the Applecross Pass. What height does it rise to in feet? It's not 78 or 10. It's not 4,000. It's not 3,000. It's not 1,988. It's not 2001. TMTB is close, but not close enough. So we'll give another option. But if nobody else gets closer, I'll let him have it. Expialidocious is closer, but Shelley De Stefano can have it. It's 2053, but Shelley says, where's she gone? 2000 and something, I don't know. Anyway, I'll allow you to have it. Shelley can have the point. It's got gradients of 1 in 5, hairpin bends, switchbacks, 7th century, Irish monk, Ruba, St. Mayal travelled it, Jeremy Clarkson travelled it. It's Britain's most perilous road. It's a global tourist attraction. Anyway, there we go. The Applecross Pass. Okay, which New York restaurateur banned Prince Harry's pal James Corden from his restaurant and called him a cretin? Who was the person who banned him? He writes to me now and again. It's not Burger King, no. It's not McDonald's. It's not Gordon Ramsay. It's not Greg's. It's a New York restaurant. No, it's not the Ritz. It's not Jeremy Clarkson. He's not a restaurateur. He owns a pub, but he's not a restaurateur. No. No, it's an easy question. Dixie has got the name of the restaurant right, but what is the name of the person? It's the person. No, it's the person who banned him. It wasn't Gary Rhodes. Gary Rhodes is dead. Gary Rhodes was a lovely gentleman, and I liked him very much, but he's not the one that did this. It wasn't Tom Carriage. Jules B, I don't understand your stupid response, but your response. Rolling Stone gets the point. It's Keith McNally. Yes. Rolling S, you can have it. Keith McNally, but you didn't spell Keith correctly. But nobody on this channel seems to be able to spell. But it wasn't Keith Floyd. No, no, it was Keith McNally. So well done to Rolling Stone. With which sport is Kevin De Bruyne associated? Kevin De Bruyne. David gets it. Well done, David. It's, of course, football. Man City until May 2025. Who does Feckless Fergie, aka the Duchess of York, believe the late Queen Elizabeth II is communicating with her through? Who does she believe who's communicating with her? Anne of Cleves gets it. It's corgis. Anne of Cleves. Yeah, it's corgis. So she thinks that the corgis are talking to her through the Queen. Yes, what a load of old rubbish. Another load of feckless Fergies making up nonsense. The woman is an attention-seeking pest. She's mad. She's a batty bag, as we said. This is pathetic. Woof, woof. Ouija board. Blimey. Yeah. Silly git. The old bag. Yeah. I'm totally with all of you. Fergie should put a bloody sock in it, shouldn't she? The Duchess of York is an absolute disgrace, an embarrassment to our nation. And she's got her head in the trough, as Mr. Balding says. She should stick it up her jumper. She's a pesky varmint. She's a ginger minge. She's mad. She's crazy. Woof, woof. It's ridiculous, isn't it? This crazy woman will do anything to make some money. She is the biggest toe rag on the entire planet. She and Ghislaine Maxwell are like the sisters of Siberia. They are sick in the head. There's something completely wrong with those two women. Spoilt brats who should shut up and shut their bloody gobs. It's disgraceful. She's an outrageous thing. Yeah. She's Miss Piggy of the royal family. Yeah, I agree with you. She's a crook. She's been around the track more times than Red Rum. Totally agree with you. Yeah, she is revolting, isn't she? Fergie is an absolute stain on humanity. There we go. Anyway, she smells like bacon. That's an interesting one. Right, okay. Returning to my quiz, because someone's told me, is it time we return to the quiz? Right. Okay. Approximately how long does it take to fly from Gatwick to Marrakesh? How long approximately in hours? It's not 8, not 7. Well, I'll accept Shelley's answer for. Shelley is getting it. It's 3 hours and 40 minutes. So I'll allow 4 hours. Right. In which year was George Floyd tragically murdered? David gets the point. So David is now in the lead. Well done to David. David is in the lead. It's 2020. It was the 25th of May. Okay, Black Lives Matter and all of that. In which year did the Russian chess legend Garry Kasparov play a chess match against IBM's supercomputer Deep Blue? Which year did he play the computer? It wasn't 1974. It wasn't 1982. It wasn't 1974. It wasn't. No. Wits End gets it. Well done to Wits End. It was 1986. Well done to Wits End. Okay. Which actor played Norm Peterson in every episode of the 11 series of Cheers between 1982 and 1993? He got 6 consecutive Emmy Award nominations also. Lois gets it. Well done to Lois. Lois Petzold gets it. It was, of course, George Wendt. It wasn't Janet Evans. Janet Evans doesn't play anything successful ever anywhere. Janet Evans is a complete pain in the arse. So no, we're not going to celebrate Janet Evans on this channel. Right. Okay. What age did Dame Barbara Cartland die at on the 21st of May 2000? What age did she die at? She wasn't 101. She wasn't 99. She wasn't 88. She wasn't 94. She wasn't 73. She wasn't 99. Right. No. Now I've got to look. Wits End gets it. Well done, Wits End. You are now in joint first, Wits End. Well done. It was, of course, 98. She was a great friend of my lovely friend, Christine Hamilton. So Dame Barbara Cartland, a lovely lady. Christine is one of my most glorious friends in life. And she's been very, very kind and supportive of my family. So we love Christine Hamilton. So Christine is a fabulous, wonderful lady. Wouldn't we agree?
Yeah.
Another wonderful person who supports. When people help you, never forget. Always remember the good people, because there aren't many good people in life. I have my lovely friend Jonathan and Andrea, and then I have my, they helped some friends of mine and they betrayed them. And I'm very disappointed in those people. I'm not going to name and shame them right now. I will one day, and I really will, because they're disgraceful, because they upset my friend Jonathan and Andrea. I don't like disloyal people. There's no need to take advantage of people who help you, who actually get you out of the mess in your life. And they got them out of the mess in their life, and then they didn't repay them. And that was disgraceful. So I will not be forgiving those two. I'm very angry with you two. And I hope you're watching, you two, because you're nasty people. So I will not be forgiving you. And don't you worry. My friends will be coming after you, because you're a nasty pair. Absolutely disgraceful. I am a loyal friend to my friends. No good deed goes unpunished, precisely. So, well, we will deal with it. It's happened to us all. I know it's very sad. I never expected this particular woman to do this to me. But what she has done is disgraceful. I'm so angry with this woman. You don't realize I am more than angry, and I will not let this go. So if you're watching, love, mark my words, I am coming after you. So You learn your lesson, you nasty piece of toe rag. Anyway, next. Okay. Okay. What are the waterfront buildings of Tobermory on the Isle of Mull known for being? What are the waterfront buildings known for being? Cadders says colourful. I'll allow that. That's the winner. You don't like me talking about this woman. Okay. If you don't like it, you have the right to leave. You don't have to watch my program. I don't need people who don't want me to speak. So if you don't like me, bog off. Get off my channel. Get out of the room. I don't care. I will stick up for my real friends who have been loyal and decent to me, not the people who've betrayed my friends who were very, very kind to them. So if you don't like it, get out of my room. As Peggy Mitchell would say, get out of my pub. You know, I don't want you here. I'm not interested in you stupid people, whoever you are, if you don't like me. It's no interest to me. You want me to name and shame her? I'm not going to name and shame her today because I don't think that's appropriate at this moment, but I will, because I need to have a word with her myself first. And I will have a word with her because I'm very angry with her. She's made me very upset with what she's done to my friends, and her disloyalty and misbehavior, it's appalling. Don't take advantage of my friends. They helped her when she was in an hour of need, and she's repaid them with shameful behavior. So no, not going to have it. But I haven't named and shamed her yet, but I will. So be warned, and you know who you are. You're not going to get away with it. You've gone too far. Right, next question. Right, okay. Where is now? This is it's pronounced Jeju. Jeju. Where is the island of Jeju located? The island of Jeju. Where is it located? Jeju. It's not China. It's not Wigan. It's not Peckham. It's not China. It's not Japan. It's not Thailand. It's not Hawaii. T.G. Wilson is the winner. Well done, T.G. Wilson. T.G. Wilson gets it. It is South Korea. So the little island is located off South Korea. It's a wonderfully wacky matriarchal society. It's run by women. There we are. So there you go. I don't know if anyone would want to go there, but it sounds a bit mad to be. Okay, now, what does two hoots or I don't give two hoots mean? What does two hoot? I don't give two hoots mean. Shelley Di Stefano, you can have it. Shelley D. It means I don't care. It means, I can't be bothered, precisely, yeah. Yes, I don't give two hoots. Where I grew up in the local village, there was a canal and there was a house, and someone built a house called Two Hoots. And my father thought it was extremely rude and offensive, and he didn't like it. And people gave two hoots as they went over the canal bridge, because this stupid house was built there. And, he said, well, why would you want to live in a house that that's got an offensive name. I totally agree with my father. I don't like this two hoots. Horrible. I think it's a horrible thing to say, and I think it's more offensive than most swear words. So no, I'm with my dad. We don't like two hoots. We give no null point to two hoots. There we go. So right, okay. Next question. Where was the pop folk singer songwriter Tanita Tikaram born on the 12th of August 1969? Where was she born? Well, Shelley, I can accept your answer, so you can have another point. It was Germany, but I was going to expect Munster, Germany, West Germany. She grew up in the UK. Her father was an Indo-Fijian person, and her mother was a Sarakian Malay person. So she's a mixed heritage, and of course she's a lesbian, and all the rest. She's a very mixed up person, that one. Anyway, my mother seems to like some of her music, which I find a little odd. Anyway, there we go. That's Tanita Tikaram. Right. Anyway, I'll allow you the point. So now you're in joint. You're in joint first. Okay. Now, in which year was the Swiss watch and jewelry manufacturer Chopard, as it is correctly pronounced, founded? Chopard. Most people will say Chopard. Which year was it founded? It wasn't 1960, no. No, it wasn't 1848, and it wasn't 1900. It wasn't 340 BC. No. Yeah, all your answers are completely bizarre. I don't know. It wasn't founded by Belinda Carlisle, no. I don't know what she's got to do with it. It wasn't Tuesday, the 5th of April, 1906. Some of you do give some very strange answers. I don't know whether you're either mentally unsound or you're just trying to make a joke. It wasn't founded by Hannibal, no. 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 I think you're all failures on this one. No. I'm going to give 0 points on this one. So 0 points awarded. It was founded in 1860. In 2050, they sold the Happy Diamond wristwatch for $1.67 million. Tsar Nicholas was a customer. They were involved with the Mille, the Cannes International Film Festival, lots of things they've done. Anyway, Chopard, you didn't have a clue what year they were founded in, so I'm very disappointed in you because it's an easy. That was an easy question. I try and give you some easy questions, and that was one of my easy ones. I give you some really difficult questions, and this was a easy question. You failed. You're absolutely useless. Very disappointing. Very disappointing in all of you. Right, okay. Now I'm going to give you another question. You probably won't be able to answer it. Okay. Which was the primary location of the 1982 black comedy suspense film Death Trap and the 1975 documentary Grey Gardens? Which were what do they have in common? Where were they located? And if you can't answer this, you're really stupid. It wasn't Oxford. It wasn't Wigan. It wasn't Bradford. It wasn't New York. Oh, for goodness sakes. It wasn't the Congo. It wasn't Dover. Oh my God. It wasn't Ulverston. Right. You failed on this one as well. Failure. Very bad. Not very impressive. Okay, I'll repeat the question. Which was the primary location of the 1982 black comedy suspense film Death Trap and the 1975 documentary Grey Gardens? Mary Taylor. Okay, I'll allow Mary Taylor to have the point. So Mary Taylor gets it. Hamptons, it is East Hampton. They were filmed in the Hamptons outside New York. So, these were like very major things that were filmed in the Hamptons. And, and I've spent a lot of time in the Hamptons. Don't understand why you don't know. Very bizarre that nobody knows. I would have accepted the Hamptons, but you didn't even have a clue. So not worried. Okay, now you're going to not like my next question, I'm sure, because you'll probably not understand it. Oh. And my friend was in this particular film. Emily Van Camp. Which 1844 novel inspired the American drama starring Emily Van Camp and Madeline Stowe, Revenge? Which 1844 novel inspired it? It wasn't Dracula, no. There were 89 episodes. It ran from 2011 to 2015. Emily is a fabulous actress. I love Emily very much. I think she's one of the most wonderful people. Can you imagine doing 89 episodes? That's a lot of work. She did very well. She's a fabulous girl. Who inspired it? It wasn't Stick of the Dump. Right. Cadders gets it. Cadders. Well done, Cadders. It, of course, was the Count of Monte Cristo. So Alexander Dumas, it was the Count of Monte Cristo. And of the program, they said it was sexy, it was sticky, you just want more of it. It is the most fabulous show on the planet. So, yeah. And I enjoyed all 89 episodes, and I did watch them. It's a bit trash TV, but, but my friend was in it, so I watched it, and I think she did brilliantly. And she was a brilliant actress, and the story was ridiculous and weird, and half of it was a bit mad and a bit mental. But when you have a friend who's in a program and they do well done her. She did a brilliant job. And I salute Emily Van Camp, and also this lady Madeline Stowe, who I never met Madeline Stowe, but she was the rival, and the war between the two women was very unpleasant, and it was a ridiculous program, but there were elements in it of people I actually knew in real life. And she asked me about some of those people who I knew, who were the real life inspirations for some of her character. And I have to say, the whole thing was very bizarre. So I enjoyed the program, and I enjoyed being part of that program. And there was, 2011 to 2015. It was a part of my life long ago now. But anyway, I just thought it'd be a fun quiz question, and well done to Cadders who got the answer right. So, yeah, well done. But no, Emily Van Camp, great lady, and I raise a glass to her, and I hope her career in acting becomes just as successful because she was brilliant in that, and I hope she becomes brilliant in other things. But I got to know her, and nice lady. I'm very lucky. I meet lovely people every day. I meet everybody from the man who walks the donkey in the woods, the complete lunatic, to stars of the Hollywood screen. So I'm very, very lucky, and I salute them all. And I think it's a lovely thing to be nice to everybody who I know. I want to be happy. And, I want to be like Robbie Williams and say, I love my life. And that's a good thing to say every day of the week. Right. Okay. So, right. Next question. Where am I up to? I can't find it. We were talking about her. Oh, it's very hard to find all of this. No. Okay. In what year was now? This is my school. This is where I went to school. In what year was my school, Lancaster Royal Grammar School, founded? My school. What year did they found my school? It wasn't 1999. No, you're in the wrong epoch. You are. It wasn't 80. Okay. Right. I think you got it. Yes. T.G. Wilson, you get it. My school was founded in 1235. My school is one of the oldest schools in Britain. Yes. So my school was founded in 1235. The Royal Grammar School, Lancaster, was founded in 1235. Possibly between then and 1256, but they reckon it was closer to the 1235. It was a boys-only school until 2017, and they had a girls' sixth form since 2019. Queen Victoria granted the school royal status in 1851, of course. So my school got that. Obviously, there were many grand pupils of my school. Cecil Parkinson and Professor Sir Arnold Wolfendale, the royal astronomer, and all sorts of other people, the chairman of Saatchi and Saatchi, and lots of other people. But I was very lucky to go to such a wonderful school. So, yeah, it was a fabulous thing. But my school is one of the oldest schools in the world. So I was a very lucky person to go to such an amazing state school that was also a boarding school. It was partly. It was half-y. It was kind of weird. You could pay or you could not pay, but you were bright enough to get in or you paid your way in. And then if you were really thick, you paid your way in even more, which is what some of my friends' parents did for their children. But I had a lovely time at that school, and I'm very, very lucky to have had such a wonderful education. And I love my school teachers. And I love the fact that my French teacher, Mr. Gorse, still keeps in contact with me. What a wonderful thing. Cheers to you, Mr. Gorse, if you're watching. I loved my school days, and I had a wonderful time at that school. And, I was able to go out to lunch every day because I didn't want to eat the horrible food at the school. So I was allowed to go and do my own thing. I was able to break the rules. I was able to run all my political things that I did at the time because I was very, very political at the time. At school, I was the most political child you'd ever imagine. I was so involved in the Conservative Party, and they all tried to stop me. And then they said, well, just get on with it. So I had a wonderful time at school, and I had wonderful teachers, and I was an extremely lucky child. And I say thank you to all my school teachers because you were all so kind. You were lovely, lovely people, especially Dr. Thorne, who, a world expert on Chaucer. Um, I had all sorts of amazing teachers. The luck of the draw of having good teachers is a good thing to anyone. So, anyway, there we go. I just wanted to say thank you to my lovely teachers because you were all kind and you were decent and you were honest and lovely people. And it's nice to say thank you because too many people don't ever remember to say thank you. We must say thank you to people. Instead of being negative and nasty, we must say thank you. It's time more of us said thank you for people who helped us in the past. Always remember someone who helped you. And my teachers were lovely people. And I'm very, very lucky to have had wonderful school teachers and wonderful university teachers. Everybody has been wonderful to me. And the other day I opened the Financial Times, and there was an article about my friend from university, and I lost contact with him because he got a girlfriend from the Netherlands, and then he moved, and we lost contact. And there he is, and it turns out he created WeTransfer, and he's now become a hugely successful businessman. And I must send him an email, and I want to try and contact him and say, I'm so proud of you because you are a brilliant man. You've achieved. You've done far more than me. And it would be lovely to see him again because we used to go out for lunch every day when we were at university. And we would go to either the Carlton Club because I was a member there, so I could invite him there. And every day I put on a jacket and tie when I was at university. Everybody at the university was like, oh, this is ridiculous. You can't be doing this. They hated me because I broke every rule. They didn't want to look like a socialist. So I would either go there or would go to the Avenue restaurant in St. James's Street or somewhere. And we always had a lovely time, him and I. And then he got a girlfriend from Amsterdam, and he's obviously married her, and they've had several children, and how wonderful. I'd love to congratulate him. So I'd like to get in touch with him. And I think that's a nice thing. There we are. You don't approve of whiskey at school. Okay, well, I don't really care if you don't approve of what I did when I was a child. My grandparents had no problem with giving me whiskey when I was 7 years old. It was a perfectly fine thing to do. We had whiskey on a Sunday afternoon Sunday evening when I watched Miss Marple. I'd have a little bit of whiskey with a bit of ginger ale. Oh, for goodness sakes. Grow up. It was a tiny bit of whiskey and a bit of ginger ale. I had one. Don't you pick on me, and don't you pick on my grandparents. My grandparents were the most fabulous people on the planet, so don't you have a go at them. Whoever you are, get off my program. Bog off. Not interested in you. It hasn't done me any harm. No, precisely. You think it's abuse. Oh, here we go. Oh, I've been abused by my grandparents. My grandparents did not abuse me. Don't you dare insult my grandparents. If you don't like it, fuck off and get off my fucking channel. You don't insult my grandparents. My grandparents mean a lot to me, you horrible people. Go away. That's the worst thing I've ever had said to me. Don't you dare insult my grandparents. We liked having a whiskey and ginger ale. Oh, for God's sake, it was a tiny bit of whiskey and a bit of ginger ale.
No problem.
What harm did that do to me? You stupid moron. You're a fucking pest. How dare you insult me? Yeah, a wee nip as a child, no harm done. Quite right. Totally agree with you. Oh, they don't like me. Oh, well. Your grandparents were very cool. Well, they were. My grandfather did a lot of good in the world. Both my one of my grandfathers was a Spitfire pilot. He flew Spitfires in the war. He saved Britain. He was a war hero. So don't you insult him, you nasty piece of work. And my other grandfather ran a state of India during the war because he went there and he ran the military police. He did a good job. They all did good jobs. You are being horrible, whoever you are. Why don't you fuck off? I'm sorry. I don't care about how offensive the words I'm about to use. But you don't pick on my family, you piece of shit. Get out of my program. Get off my channel. I don't want you here. I'm not going to tolerate it. No bullies allowed here. Get off my program. That is not fair. Don't pick on my grandparents. My grandparents did good things in their lives, and they were honored. My grandfather was honored by the royal family. So what did you achieve? What did you achieve, you piece of rubbish? You're a nobody. Leave my grandparents alone. I'm not having any bullying of my family. My father's a wonderful man. My grandparents are wonderful people. My mother's a wonderful person. What are you? You're a nobody. You don't even have a real name. You're hiding behind a fake name. We don't even know what your name is. You know, you're hiding behind a fake name. So shove off and get off my channel, you bully. Yeah. We have a great family, Matthew. Yes, you do. I do. I'm very proud of my family. And I'm very, very proud of what they've achieved. My sister is an amazing eye surgeon. She works bloody hard. She's a superb person. She's a current generation achiever. My mother has achieved huge amounts in her career. My mother is an amazing lady, and I love my mother. I love my father. I love everybody. I love my friends. I'm not going to tolerate bullies like this. Don't you bully me. Don't you dare attack my family, you scumbag piece of shit. That's what you are. That's nasty. I'm not going to tolerate it. I will not tolerate any of this. No. Yeah, don't take them notice of them. Precisely. I do apologize. I should probably just not react, but but it's very upsetting when people start saying these horrible things. Yeah. I don't need to, I shouldn't react. I know. I'm very sorry. Yeah, take no notice of them. Their ignorance. Yeah. Okay. Let's change the topic. Let's talk about something else. I don't need to talk about them anymore. Let's talk about something else. So change the topic. Please give me a new topic. Give me something else to talk about because I don't want to talk about them anymore. I've had enough. Okay, right, let's go. I think it's better we talk about something else that you generate. Not Rent Boys, no. I don't want to talk about David, whatever, Keir Starmer's Rent Boys, because that's even more disgusting. I'd rather talk about something positive. I don't want to talk about Keir Starmer's Rent Boys, no. Let's talk about something nice, something pleasant. I want something pleasant. I don't want to talk about Keir Starmer's Rent Boys, no. If that's the case, I don't know if they exist, but let's be honest, it looks likely that there's something very weird going on there. Right, what curry dish is my favorite choice? Oh, I would love a curry. You don't realize how much I'd love a curry. A chicken korma is particularly appealing. It's not even a real curry, is it? It's not actually an even real Indian dish, but I'd love a chicken korma. Yeah, I'd love one of those. Right. Did I ever frequent the Bluebird on King's Road? I have been there, but it's not my kind of place. Not for me. You like butter chicken? Right. What do I think about the McCanns? Well, you already know about what I think about the McCanns, but yes. Well, the McCanns, the nasty little girl has managed to somehow get away with her little actions. So the little freak, this Julia, the fake Madeline, has managed to persuade people that she wasn't telling untruths. And she was able to give an interview. The little freak was able to give an interview on a channel. I'm not going to name the channel because I don't want to cause them any problems. But why wasn't she arrested, given further sanctions for doing this? It seems that she's not been given sanctions yet. I think she should be given sanctions. And I know that the people who run this channel will be very upset with me saying that she should be given sanctions, but I don't care because I will say what the truth is. Why is she allowed to go on the channel and speak publicly and upset people while she's awaiting trial? And she rings up from a prison and doesn't get any sanctions. Ghislaine Maxwell got put in the hole. Ghislaine got put in the hole. So why shouldn't this bitch be put in the hole? You know, she's just as bad. But she hasn't been yet. And according to what I have read today, she's very proud that she'd got away with it. Now, I don't think that's correct. I think she ought to be put in the hole. She deserves to be punished for what she's done because prisoners should not be allowed to harass their victims via the media. And that is exactly what Julia Wandel, or whatever she's called on What day of the week are we on? We're on Thursday. So whatever we're on Thursday, she wants to do. Why should she be allowed to do that? It is disgraceful. It is wrong. And I don't care what, my friends who I've no problem with these people personally, but they should not be encouraging her. But it's not their fault. It's entirely her fault because she's the one who chooses to make these programs. She should be ashamed of herself. She's a disgrace. And I think Julia Wandel is a wicked, evil bitch. And I think what she's doing to those McCanns is totally wrong, because it's totally wrong to the twins. Amelie and Sean, the children, should be left alone. I don't care about the doctor and Dr. McCann because I don't like them. I've no problem with whatever happens to them because I couldn't give a damn about them. They mean zero to me because they are nasty people. They neglected their own children. But these two twins, leave them in peace. And you nasty little toe rag, Julia, or whatever your name is. And now you're going on about your neck. It's all today. It's been all these pictures of the neck, loads of pictures of the neck, and all the spots on the neck. They're identical, and all the rest. Well, I don't know. Probably a load of rubbish. Well, Julia, you're 23. And Madeline would have been 21, so you're not Madeline. So put a sock in it, you stupid old bag. Shut your mouth. Bog off. You're a fool. You're a nasty piece of work. And what you're doing is evil. But equally, all this stuff about your neck. What a load of old horse shit. You are a complete fraudster. You're a liar. You're a deceiver. You're a deceptionist. You've been proven to be a liar in America. Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil proved you were a liar. And you carry on. And you've got your ghastly woman from Cardiff, Cragg, whatever her name is, Mrs. Spragg the Cragg, whatever her name is. You really are lowbrow. You're a disgusting deceptionist. And it is wrong. It's morally repugnant. The McCanns, I don't like. Everybody in the world knows I don't like McCanns. Everybody in the world who listens to me, so not everybody in the world, but everybody in the world who listens to me knows that the McCanns are people I don't trust. But you're telling lies. You're not Madeleine McCann. You're a fake. You're a fraudster. You're a deceiver. You're a deceptionist. You're an absolute effing disgrace. And it's time you put a sock in it, you nasty little girl, whoever you are. And whatever you've done to that poor family who adopted you, or whatever they did, or whoever they were, you've picked on them as well. You've wrecked their lives. You are evil. You're a vile, horrible, disgusting disgusting deceptionist. So don't expect me to have any apologies for you. So no, I'll stand up. I'll stand up to you, and I will stand up against anybody in this world who tells lies, because that's what I do. I'm not afraid of liars. I'm lucky to be somebody who can be in a position where I can turn around and just say, liar, liar, your pants are on fire. And that's what you are. You're a fraud. You are a complete fraudster, and you're disgusting. And what you've done damages other victims, you nasty, evil woman. You are revolting, you're scum, you're filth. You are the poison of the earth. And you can't do this to people and think you can get away with it. We will get you. We will punish you for this because you are a scumbag liar. No, I will stand up to you. I stand up for many victims of crime. I've supported the Menendez brothers, and the Menendez brothers, it's been declared, in the last 24 hours, they should have been allowed out in 2016, parole. So the Menendez should have got parole 2016. I support them. Everybody told me, oh, you mustn't get involved with those people. They're evil. They're murderers. They're vile. They're sick. Well, hello. They should have been let out of prison 2016. Was I right or was I wrong? I have always stood on the right side of history when I can, and I will never shut up shouting for innocent people, and the Menendez are innocent. Lucy Letby belongs in prison. I want her locked up for as long as I can keep her locked up for, because she's an evil bitch. She is not innocent. Lucy Letby is a child killer. The Menendez, they were victims of the parents. And yes, they should not have killed their parents, but they should have been convicted, as I've always said, of manslaughter. But they should have been let out in 2016. It's now 2025, and they are still in prison. They are amazing people. Those Menendez brothers have done such good in prison. They are lovely, lovely people. And I have to say, I salute the Menendez brothers. I support good people. And there are many good people in the world. Lucy Letby deserves to rot. But all these nasty people, Nadine Dorries, David Davis, this Lord Sumption, all the rest of them, sticking up for her. What's wrong with those people? That woman is a wicked witch. She's an evil, evil child killer. She murdered babies. And they want to get her out of prison. And they do nothing to help Jeremy Bamber. And Jeremy Bamber is a good man who has done. Jeremy Bamber is innocent. I'm 100% convinced. In fact, I went from until today. Okay, now I'll say 100%. I used to say 99%. I will say there was a chance that he could be guilty, 1%. I'll now say he's 100% innocent. Jeremy Bamber is 100% innocent. I want Jeremy Bamber out of jail. I want Jeremy Bamber out of jail. I am so determined to support Jeremy Bamber now. I'm going to say 100%. So the Bamber campaign, I don't know if you're going to watch this, but you've now got me 100%. I've always said I went from 40% to 99%, and now I've just said 100%. Well, I will say 100%. Why not? I believe you're innocent. I do believe you're innocent, Jeremy Bamber. You didn't do it. Your sister killed. Your sister was the murderer. Your sister was the murderer. And it's very sad. There we go. Right. Okay. So, no, I'm sorry. I've just gone a bit bonkers and said what I actually feel. No, I do believe he's 100% innocent. Right, there you go. Me and Peter Tatchell are on the same team. There we go. 100% innocent. No, I will stand up and say in any episode, he's 100% innocent. What do you say, Lady Min?
No idea.
She doesn't have an idea. Oh, well, she just doesn't want to join in. Bamber was stitched up. Yep, precisely. Yep. The biggest miscarriage in British legal justice. Well, Mr. Balding, I'll tell you, Jeremy Bamber. We want justice for Jeremy. I want justice for Jeremy. Right, you don't like the shotgun was too long. Well, all that nonsense. That's a load of rubbish. That's a total load of rubbish. Nonsense. He was outside with the police, precisely. Yep, Jeremy was outside with the police. I have told you all of this. And Heidi Blake's brilliant article for the New Yorker, which Lady Min has read, and now she's going, I don't really know what it's on about. Well, she needs to, yeah. It's amazing how people change their minds very quickly. I will say that book, that article is the best. Then there's the Guardian article. There's a brilliant Guardian article. Everybody is asking the questions. The CCRC need to review the thing. And I am going to be, I may make a program tomorrow morning about this, just about the whole thing. I think maybe that's what I need to do. Jeremy Bamber is an innocent man. It is completely wrong that this man has been left in this position. It's disgraceful. And we support Jeremy Bamber. And there are many of us, well, I'm personally supporting Jeremy Bamber. It doesn't matter about other people. I personally will say I am personally supporting Jeremy Bamber now. I'll say he's 100% innocent. Until now, I've said he was 99%. You know, there's always a chance he wasn't. No, I'll say he's 100% innocent. And he deserves justice. That man deserves to be let out of jail now. Let's bring it on. You know, look at this Andrew Malkinson. Look at this other man. This poor man who, what? They can give him £1 million for 38 years in prison. That's £28,000 a year. That's mean. It's disgusting how they treat people.
Yeah, but was he innocent?
He was entirely innocent. He's been cleared of the crime. She just talks nonsense in the background. Absolute rubbish that she's just come out with. No, the man was completely cleared. And all he gets for his time in prison is 28,000 a year.
Not enough.
He's been falsely imprisoned for 38 years of his life. That's disgusting. That is revolting.
Yeah, but why is he proved innocent now?
The stupid woman is not even listening. He has been cleared of the crime. He did not do the crime. He is an innocent man, and it's totally wrong. Ron M says, I agree, Jeremy. I'm going to just ignore her. I don't need to talk to her because she's just driving me mad with her stupid remarks, as usual. She has to ruin everything. That's what she likes to do. Yeah, Jeremy Bamber is entirely innocent. Yes, I agree. Totally agree with you. 38 years. I know how he feels. Yeah. Isn't it appalling what happened to that poor man? You know, he had his life taken away from him, and he gets 28,000 a year equivalent. That's disgusting. The British state is a shameful thing, and the maximum we pay out for this is £1 million. What's wrong? He deserves to be paid a hell of a lot more because his life has been ruined, because he was a bit of a simpleton, and, you know, we don't know what quite was wrong with his mental health. There we go. Yeah, she's completely confused. Well, yeah, well, that's pretty obvious. The White House Farm Murders program. Well, the White House Farm program is a program I cannot stand. I don't like Carol Ann Lee. Carol Ann Lee is a complete fabricator. She's not somebody of any quality. She's not my kind of person. She's a low class or low rent person. I don't like Carol Ann. Carol Ann and myself are not friends. So there we go. Her Pottery Cottage murders, another load of old horse shit. That's another load of crap that she wrote. She's very good at writing a load of old crap, is old Carol Ann. So Carol Ann and me don't like Carol Ann. No, don't want anything to do with her. So Carol Ann, you're calling me a drunken plonker. Okay, well, get off my channel. Right, you're banned. I want you banned. How do we ban this one? Ban the person called. Could you please ban the person called Michael Byrne, please? One of you. Whoever's in charge of this, I want him banned from my channel. Get off my channel, you creep. I want you banned. Get off my channel. I don't like you. No, I want him banned. Get him banned. Ban him. Lois will do it, okay? Yeah, working on it. Get him banned. I want him banned from my channel. I don't want him back. No thanks. No. Yep. Done. Thank you. That's very kind. I don't want these people here. I don't need nasty people on my channel. I love the fact you're all so wonderful and you're all so kind and we have a nice chat. And We don't need these nasty people who say things like that. So he can bog off. Do I like Mexican food? I love Mexican food, but I haven't had any in a while. But I'd love some. Yeah, keep the crap away. Yeah, precisely. Precisely. You like pulled pork? I like pulled pork too. So, but I didn't like that one. Right. Okay. No jerks. No, we don't like jerks. No. No jerks. It's all right. Anyway, we like kind people, so nothing wrong with that. No, I just don't see the need for unpleasantness. And these unpleasant people don't need to offend me. So if they want to start offending me, they can log off. Why should I put up with them? Ban them. Precisely. Get rid of them. We love Lorraine, yes. You think it's absolutely wonderful that Lorraine has been cut to 30 minutes. Scott Monk says. So you don't like Lorraine? Well, you're entitled to your view, but I don't mind you having a different view to all the rest of us. But we like Lorraine. We think Lorraine is wonderful. Lorraine is absolutely fabulous. So I don't know why you're bullying Lorraine. That's not very nice. So whoever you are, well, stick it up your jumper.
Exactly.
You're not one of us. We love Lorraine.
Who would he prefer?
Who do you want?
Richard and Judy.
Richard and Judy, yes. We don't like you, so we're not into you, whoever you are. Go away. Shove it up your jumper, you old pest. You're an old pest. Go away. Right, we don't like you. Right, next one. Right, next one. Do I think Richard was unfairly maligned? Unfairly maligned for what? Richard is just a disgusting man. I don't think he was unfairly maligned. He's just awful. Just ghastly. He thinks that elephants were born evil. Awful. You think I should be kind to everyone except Scylla, Fergay, and Barrymore. I don't know whether Expialidocious, who is a nice person, is trying to make an ironic comment, but yes. Okay, I think you're trying to be ironic. Right, next question. Do I ever wear a cravat? No, can't say I do. You meant the King Richard whose remains were found in the car park. I don't know much about the King Richard who was found in the car park. I'm not an expert on his bones. It didn't really interest me, to be honest. Just it's not the most exciting of stories, is it? Richard Madeley wants a slap for getting his hair lightened, saying Anne of Cleves. We don't like Scylla, Barrymore, and Madeley. Okay. You love this podcast and all the chatter. It was Richard under the tarmac. Okay. Right. What do I think of Greg Wallace? I've no opinion on him. Not really interested in that man. Sir Thomas More was buried in 2 separate locations. His daughter picked up his head after his execution. Oh. I don't know. What do you want me to say? It's not really a question, is it? If you want to ask me a question, please ask me a question. Questions would be useful. What do I think about the Pope? He seems to have a lot of problems with a lot of his associates from America. Yeah, he does seem to have a few problems. So he could be in a few problems, could this Pope? But I don't know. I'm not a Roman Catholic, so I don't know anything about the Roman Catholic Church, and it's not really an area of interest for me, so I don't want to talk about it any further. So there we go. That's enough of that. Right, next question. I don't know what you keep asking me about Greg Wallace for, because I don't know anything about this Greg Wallace. I don't know anything about him. I've never met the man, so I don't know him. There we are. You feel empathy for Judy. She struggles with her alcohol. Well, yeah, she is a complete pisshead, but that's a very obvious thing. Have I ever met Kate Moss? No, never met Kate Moss. Did I have fish fingers today? No, I didn't have them today, but I like fish fingers. Whose podcast do I follow? I like Rory Stewart. I like Rory Stewart. So there we go. And you call me in pot kettle. Do I like Trump? I think Trump stirs up the world, and I think that's an interesting thing that he does. It doesn't mean that I actually like him, but I think it's interesting the way he acts. So I do find him intriguing, but it doesn't mean I have to like him. I don't have to like you don't have to like something to be interested in it. So there you go. I'm interested in Trump, but I don't like him. No. I don't like him, but I'm interested in him. So shove that up your jumper. Right. Do I like Cliff Richard? No, I certainly do not like Cliff Richard. He is a revolting, creepy Christian crooner. He is disgusting. He makes me feel sick. He is vomit inducing is what he is. Right. Okay. Do I believe in UFOs? No, not interested in UFOs. Don't believe in that nonsense. They're rubbish. Right. Do I like Will Smith? I don't know. No interest in Will Smith. Can't say I've got no view on Will Smith is like that. Vanilla, no view. Right. What do I think of Anthea Turner and the Crankies? Well, I don't like Anthea Turner, as you all know. The Crankies, I don't have any view on them. They're vanilla also. They're no view. Do I like myself? Not much. No. Right now, at the moment, I don't like myself. No. I have to say, I'm really not a very much liking myself person right now.
I love you.
Do I like John Prescott? Well, he's dead. So what do you want me to like about John Prescott? But I think John Prescott was actually quite funny. I did like John Prescott, actually. What's the longest I've gone without a drink? Several months. I've given up drink for several months, so don't give me a lecture about. And I can't stand people who start giving me a lecture about how much I drink. So if you want to give me a lecture about how much I drink, shove it up your fucking arse. I'm really not going to be listening to that. I've given up alcohol for several months at a time. So, and you ask all my friends, you ask Prince Peter Aussie Tutu, we made bets about it. So don't you worry. Ask all my friends how much time I've given up alcohol for. So shove it up your ass, you boring people. Don't you give me a lecture. I can't stand people who give me a lecture about alcohol. It's so boring. It's the most boring thing. Oh, they don't know you drink too much.
Cheers, Dolly.
Drink all you like, buddy, says Steve. We only live once. I say, Steve, I'm with you. My grandfather lived to a grand old age. My father is still living to a grand old age, and I am going to live to a grand old age. I am not having anyone tell me what to do with my fucking life. They can shove it up their fucking asses. I am so bored of hearing people tell me what to do. It's so nice to have the people who say, drink like a fish. Yeah, why not?
Let's have a drink.
I will do what I want. I don't want to drink like a fish. Of course I don't. And I'm not planning on doing that. But I'm allowed to do whatever I wish. So nobody needs to tell me what to do. So you bossy, nasty people who send me all these horrible messages, shove off and shove it up your fucking jumper. I don't need you nasty people bullying me anymore. I'm not going to be bullied by anybody. I won't be told what to do by anybody. Andrea says, I enjoy drinking during your show. Well, Andrea, cheers to you. I love having a drink with you, Andrea. So fantastic, Andrea. Don't we say cheers to Andrea? Right. No, they bully me. They want to bully me, these horrible people. Right. I'm not harming anyone. I'm not being disrespectful towards anyone. I'm not under the influence. It has absolutely nothing to do with anything else, says Deanne. Deanne, thank you. I am not harming anybody, am I? Who have I harmed? Nobody. I'm just trying to be pleasant. If you don't like my program, you have the right to leave. That is what I will say. If you don't want to listen to me, get off the channel. Go. Take your views elsewhere. You are very welcome to go and listen to somebody else. I'm not harming you. What am I doing to you? I'm doing nothing. So if you don't want to be with me, go elsewhere. That is a fair analysis in my view. It's a simple analysis. You don't have to put up with me. Because if I'm so awful and ghastly and vile, you could go and listen to God or Peter or Paul or God knows whoever else is out there. You don't have to listen to nasty Matthew Steeples, who is a very vile person, clearly. So you have the right to listen to somebody else. I am not forcing you to listen to me. So if you don't like me, go and listen to somebody else. It's very simple. I'm being very clear with you now. If you don't like me, leave. Thanks. Right, okay. Expialidocious says, we love you, Matthew. You could listen to Cliff Richard instead. Yeah. Leah says, you're totally right. We miss you. All right. Well, there we go. Nicholas says, I want to put up with you. There we are. So I've got lots of supporters. So I'm not entirely wrong. I may be offensive to some people, but these people all think Cliff is a creep. Yeah, precisely. Totally agree with that. We missed you yesterday. You want to give Lady Min a hug? Oh, wow. Oh, you've told me to go to AA. Okay, well, thanks.
Who?
Well, that's what they told me to do. P. Masters. Thanks, P. Masters. Okay, I'll
Well, get together. It could be fun.
Everyone loved you at the Magnet, says Scott. Well, thank you, Scott. That's very kind. You need to go to AA.
I'm going with you.
We don't.
Fun place.
We don't need to go to AA, and I don't need to have a lecture about AA.
I'm not giving you a lecture. Just saying it could be fun.
I don't need a lecture from people who talk nonsense.
We can go together.
Bye-bye, whoever you are. Shove it up your jumper. Anyway, we've done nearly 3 hours of this program, so we will be ending the program soon. I think it's probably wise to say 3 hours. It's probably best to end the program. I need to go to bed, and it is time to go to bed. Have you any more questions for me? A different question or a different topic? We've done 3 hours nearly of this program, but I don't want to do any more. I'm not going to do another quiz. I can't be doing another quiz. It's ridiculous. Let's forget that. You've given me £20. That's very kind. Thank you to Mr. No, whoever No is. That's very generous. You gave a donation of £20. Well, that'll help pay towards the new computer. That's very kind. Thanks. We've done nearly 3 hours. Right. You're going to donate tomorrow, says Deanne. Thank you. Well, that's very kind. Well, we appreciate all your donations because it all helps pay towards all these stupid things that I have to buy, the computers, and because I haven't made any income whilst I've been here because obviously I'm stuck in the south of France. Anyway. Right. Okay. So anyway, Right, okay. Would I rather have an intimate dinner with Bernie Eccleston or Michael Barrymore? Well, I think you know my answer would be 0 on that answer. I can't stand either of the two of them, so they're both vile people. So no, I wouldn't want that. You're going to come and pick me up in your new Mercedes. Okay, we can bring your new Mercedes down here and you can come and visit if you want. That would be nice. Right. Anyway, we hope you're all coming back to visit soon. So, when did I first meet Jimmy Savile? I never met Jimmy Savile. I never met him once. Never ever met him. So I can't possibly say that. Right. I think she's not very well. I think she's got to go to bed or something. She's moving.
What?
You're moving.
Well, what am I supposed to do? I'm not allowed to move.
Ruining my program. Well, I don't know. Right. Okay. I don't know what she's doing. She's making a racket. So I don't know where you're going.
I'm not going anywhere right now.
Oh. Do you want to go to the bathroom?
No.
I don't know. She's moving around, so I just thought something was happening. Yes, she seems to be able to move very well. Yes, that's what you say. Right. Was Rolf Harris a good laugh? No, I didn't like him. He was horrible. A nasty man. Anyway, she sounds like she's in pain.
What? Being rude about me.
They're not being rude about you. They're just making comments. Given your noise making. Anyway, I think it's time probably to end this channel. We have done 3 hours now, and 3 hours is an awful lot. Strange noises in the background and all the rest of it. I'm ready to go to bed myself, so I think it's time for us to say thank you very much. Have a lovely evening and good night and good gardening, and take care and have a wonderful evening. So take care. Bye-bye.